Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Joseph Tubb, and today we're going to continue the guitar series. So what I have planned today is to show you guys how to wax and polish the guitar to get it to look like a factory finish. Now, in the last video, I showed you guys how to get the surface ready and prepped. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and check that out because it's a crucial step to getting your guitar to look like a factory finish, and this is the goal we're going for. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to show you the different types of waxes that I'll be using. So I have a pretty good assortment of waxes here. These are all Meguiar's products. I like these products, they work really well. We're going to start with the Swirl X, then we're going to move to the Scratch X, and then we're going to go to a regular car wax. And I'll explain when we use these, the reason why we're going to use them. And the next thing you're going to need is a microfiber towel. A lot of these products require you use something like that, or I think you can probably get away with using a 100% cotton towel, but I like the microfibers, it works really well. The next thing, which is a combined thing, is a drill and a buffer on it. Now this isn't required, but it's definitely a necessary item to have because it can make this process go a lot quicker. So you can also use, like, you know, a typical buffer wheel for, you know, your car. This is probably the cheapest and most inexpensive route to go, and it's worked for me every time. So this is a great way to start, or a great way to do it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna start with the Swirl X. So the reason why you wanna use this is to help eliminate those scratches, and then the Scratch 2.0 really just like takes those really fine scratches and completely removes them. It's amazing how this stuff works. So what you want to do is you want to shake this stuff up, get it nice and shaken up. What I like to do is I like to just go ahead and kind of disperse it all over the guitar. And then what I like to do after that is, let's see, I'm gonna use this one to wipe everything off, but I have also another one that I'll use to kind of start rubbing this in. And then where the drill will come in is to really buff it in. So I just like to go ahead, just kind of get the surface coated with the wax. I'm not trying to rub it in, I'm just trying to spread it out. Going all over. We'll do the sides later. We're gonna just first focus on the top. I'm gonna put a little bit more down. Okay, so now the next thing is I like to bring the drill in, essentially let the drill do the rest of the work. So what's gonna happen is the drill's just gonna really polish and it's gonna rub this wax in, and it's gonna help to eliminate those scratches, and it's gonna really make the surface look shiny. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Now the one thing to stress here is don't let the drill sit in one space for too long because it will rub off the finish, or it will cloud it, or it'll just cause damage. So the thing is, the trick here is to keep the drill, your buffer wheel, moving constantly all over the surface. Don't ever let it sit in just one spot. What we'll do now is we're gonna take our clean micro towel and we're just gonna kind of wipe off the wax. Keep your motion in a circle still, and you'll immediately, once you start doing this, you'll immediately start to see a shine in the surface, which is exactly what you want to go for. Okay, so just so you guys can see, remember before we didn't even have any kind of reflection in the guitar at all, so now we're actually starting to pick up some reflection. So that was the first step, and let's see if we can get it really, there we go. So now you're starting to see that clarity. Okay, so now the next step is to take this Scratch X 2.0. This is what's gonna make that surface come back to that factory finish. So, you know, same thing, shake this stuff up, and you won't need a whole lot. So, you know, same technique as before. Kind of just apply it on. Take your towel and take kind of an area that hasn't been, it's not, you know, dry area, and kind of just rub it in. Okay, so then grab your drill again, and this is okay with the other wax on there. Now the thing here I didn't mention before is don't apply pressure with the drill. Don't push down on the surface. Kind of let it hover over it, and you'll be able to tell that you're working the wax. You hardly need to apply any kind of pressure, you know, because you don't want to damage the clear coat at all. So just let it kind of float just above. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start here. All right, and then we're gonna move this to the side, and just so that you can see a difference now, this is kind of where the guitar was when we started to waxing. So now it's gonna blow your mind now what's about to happen. So now grab your dry clean towel and start rubbing in the other wax. All right, so now after you've wiped all the wax off, it's amazing how reflective the surface is. So just so you guys can see now. Okay, so I'm filming this through my phone because for some reason my camera wasn't picking up the reflection that I wanted. But here you can really see, when I do this, you can really see how reflective the surface is. I mean, the clarity, I mean, you can see the reflection of my lamp that's up on my desk and everything. So this is kind of where you're wanting to go. This is what's gonna happen when you follow these steps. So this looks awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna take you back up to the bird view. Okay, so just like what you saw in that video, I pulled it up on my phone so you could really see what I was talking about. So now we're back. Now we're at that factory finish look. I mean, black is always gonna show the best results like this. Because we got color and everything, it's really hard to pick up on all that. So now the next step, what we're gonna do now is we're going to buff out our sides. What I would do is hold the guitar in a way that's comfortable to you, and you can use the drill and just kind of follow the contours of the guitar. They do make a special ball that fits in here. I don't have that. What I'll do is I'll just hand wax these areas. We're gonna go ahead and do the same steps. We're gonna use the Swirl X first, and then we're gonna follow with the Scratch X. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna apply this directly to the towel, and then I'm gonna rub it in on these sides. And then we're gonna grab the drill and we're gonna do the same thing and just follow those contours and don't apply a lot of pressure. And then grab your clean towel and just kind of wipe it down. So now we're starting to pick up that shine. It still has a dull surface to it, so once we put the Scratch 2.0 on it, it'll really start to come out. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna do the whole guitar just like that, and then we'll come back and we'll do the Scratch 2.0 on it. Okay, so now the next step here, we did all the sides that we could with the drill, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna polish in these areas. So it's essentially the same trick here. You know, you wanna rub it in with your towel. Get the tops here. And you just wanna keep rubbing it in circular motions and apply some pressure. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to let it sit for just a moment. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our towel and we're going to polish this in. So you're going to want to press pretty firm to get this to really get in there. And you're gonna see an immediate change. It's gonna start to look just like everything else. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is do the same thing, but on the other side. All right. So now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna follow and do the exact same thing, but we're gonna do it with the Scratch X 2.0. So we're gonna follow around the entire guitar again, with the drill, and then when we get to these sections here, we'll do the same step by hand. Okay, so now we got all the edges polished, the guitar's polished, everything is looking real sharp here. So now the last step is to go ahead and take some just regular good old car wax. This car wax here is just gonna help protect the surface and keep it nice and shiny, keep it feeling really nice. Same step, you wanna shake this stuff up, squirt it onto the surface. So I'm going to take this wax and we're going to rub it in. And I'm going to go ahead and rub it in on the sides as well. I'm just going to squirt some into my towel here. And I'll probably do about three coats of wax on this guitar, just to get it to where it's, you know, flawless. Because that's the goal. That's where you kind of want to get it to, is to where it looks like, wow, you know, you bought this guitar straight from the factory, but in fact you painted it and made it look that way, so a lot of your friends will be jealous. So now that I've rubbed that in, I'm gonna let it sit for just a minute, and then after you let it sit, grab your clean rag here, and you're gonna rub it in just like you would waxing your own car in that circular motion. And you'll start to notice that the surface will become more and more slick the more coats of wax you do. Okay, so now we did one coat of the wax, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this video here. I'm really excited to say this, but the next video will be the last video in this guitar series, where I will show you guys how to put it all back together. It's gonna be extremely exciting because now you get to actually see what your guitar looks like when it's all back in one piece. I'm gonna keep waxing this guitar for a little while. I'm gonna probably put about 3 or 4 more coats on the guitar and on the sides and on the back, just to get it to that really nice, high gloss, smooth finish. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything like that at all, you know, or thoughts or feedback, go ahead, leave those down in the comment section. I read through every one of those comments and I enjoy every one. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I'll have the links to that down below as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.